Hello, futuristic developers. Welcome to another React front-end project at Zen Keeps Code. If you are watching this, then congratulations. You are watching some of the best front-end projects over the YouTube. By following this video, you will learn how to set up React project, how to make responsive design with CSS, how to use Swiper.js library, Framer Motion for animations, and many more such other cool libraries. We will also see how we can use component-based approach of React environment, use state hook in React, and still many other things to learn in this video. At the end of this tutorial, you will also see how we can deploy this project to the internet for absolutely free, so that anyone from any corner of the world can visit your project and see your work. So let's start. But before going on, if you have not liked and subscribed the channel, then do it right now, so that you will be stay tuned of more new content. Let's get started. So here I am in a blank VS Code directory. And we are going to start this project by cloning a starter pack for this project, which will contain all the necessary files like the images and the basic CSS variables, just like this. Okay, but this time before starting the project, I want to give you some information about the prerequisites of this project, and which includes these simple things. You have to download the Node.js LTS version. If you are on Windows, then install for Windows installer, and if you are on Apple, then just install the Mac OS installer. Okay, so after this we will also require the Yarn to complete this project. Yarn is just a package manager. When you install the Node.js successfully, then in your command line just install npm install -global. -global is just simply a flag to install the Yarn package manager globally in your machine. And then just doing these installations, you can follow my project further on. So here I am in VS Code directory, open the terminal, and here write git clone, and in my Google I have opened the Amazon starter pack GitHub repository. You just have to copy this URL. I will provide this in the description of video, and paste this like this, git clone Amazon starter pack, and hit the enter button. It will clone this repository in our local machine from the GitHub. So here is our directory. What I am going to do, I am just selecting the reveal in file explorer, and then before opening this I have to close the previous instance, and then here I am opening this in VS Code. Okay, yeah. So here again in the terminal just simply write the yarn and hit the enter button. It will install all the required packages that are mentioned in the package.json here. By the way, if you face any kind of error while installing the dependencies by after hitting the yarn enter, if you face any kind of error, then simply delete the yarn.log file and everything will go then smooth. So by the way, there is no error in my case, so I am following the recommended way. Okay, so here all the packages are now installed. What I am going to do, I am just going to start our project by writing yarn start. Okay, obviously it will be a blank project for now because we have nothing inside it. Here you can see inside the src I just have simply assets, which contains all the pngs, and yeah, I think I am only using pngs for this project. And inside the data, okay, allow the access for the Node.js environment. Okay, inside the data I have the data for the products. I have just okay, so I have just pre-process the data for the usage and to reduce the time consumption during the tutorial. Here you can see only the name, detail, price, image, and type is included in this data. And similarly I also have the data for the slider products. Okay, and then if I go to the testimonial, It contains all the comments that was included in our developed version. If I go to our developed version, here you can see at the bottom, these are the comments, or you can simply say reviews and testimonials. So for these things, I have the data stored here inside testimonials.js, a very simple and basic setup. Okay, so after this, what I have inside the app.css, it simply includes some variables like the black color, background, shadow 1, shadow 2, and the pink color. So we don't have to write the color manually by writing the codes. Instead of this, we just use the variable syntax of the CSS. So here I have just simply customized the scroll bar. Okay, so I will give you the details about this when we will be in the project. Okay, so and then inside the app.js I have nothing but a span which is saying subscribes and keeps code. Yes, definitely do this. Okay, inside the index.css it is blank, and inside the index.js and inside the index.js it's just a default index.js file that comes up with the React setup. Okay, so I have discussed all the starter pack. Now go to make our first component. Okay, so inside the src. Okay, so let's first see what we have compiled in the browser by running this project. Here you can see it is saying compiled successfully. So okay, here you can see it's just simply a text which is saying subscribes and keeps code, nothing so much special. So let's make a component folder inside the src with the name components, and inside the components I am making a new folder with the name header. Okay, and then inside the app.js, instead of writing this, I will call my header. So first of all, inside the header I am making one file, header.jsx, and to initialize a simple React function, write rafce like this. Let's save this. Inside app.js I am going to call this by writing header, and it is giving me the auto suggestion. I am simply clicking on this, so it will also auto import the header file. Okay, cool. So let's say inside the header I only have the text header, so now our compiled version should only say header text. Here you can see it is saying header. How cool is this? I mean, no, it's not actually very cool, but we are going very smoothly in this project. So let's make a CSS file for this. So what I will do, header.module.scss. Actually, not the SCSS, it's just simply a CSS. Sorry, by mistake I said SCSS because I was working with the SaaS project, and so okay. But this project is very beginner friendly, very easy to follow. So now, okay, so we have to use this module file inside our header.jsx. We can simply say import css from the relative folder header.module. Again I am writing SCSS. Okay, sorry. So what is the benefit of using the module CSS? Why we are not simply using the plain CSS file? The reason behind this, inside the React project we have many components, and let's say two components are using a div which have the class name as container. So how many times you will try to differentiate the containers of each component during the project? Means I have 20 components, and I think every component uses a parent div which have the name container. So when we use a module, it will automatically give a unique ID just followed by the actual name of container. You will get more details about this along the project, but for now, okay, here just remove this div, and here I am going to make container. Here you can see the container class is coming from the header module CSS because I am using the CSS dot container. Okay, so after this what we will have a logo, I think so. Yeah, CSS dot logo, and inside the logo just say logo, and then there will be a right side, let's say in the developed version. Okay, So yeah, here we have a logo which is on the left side, and then on the right side we have a menu, a search bar, and a cart icon. So I think the left side is just this one. Let's focus on the right side. So yeah, inside the right side, first I am going to make a menu like this, and I will give the specific details about the menu on later, but let's first define the structure. And then I have a search bar. So for the search bar, simply yeah, css dot search like this. I think it is very easy to follow for you. And then after this I will have a png icon. Let's say here I have a png icon of cart. Very simple thing. Let's save this, and here you can see I have a logo, simple input, and a png icon of cart. But I am focusing on one more thing, that we should style the background and the fonts for our different components first before actually coding the components. So for the font, I am going to the Google Fonts, and here let's just search for the pop-in fonts. These are my favorite fonts, by the way. And okay, from here copy the regular one, and then the 500, then 600, 700. Yeah, I think these will be enough. And copy the import statement that we can easily use inside the css one. So copy this, and I'm going to my app.css. Okay, let's use the index.css for this thing, like this one. And the other thing I will say, the whole body of our project will have a margin of 0. And the font family, so for the font family, let's visit the Google font again. Here you can see that it is also giving us a styling rule. So yeah, just copy and paste this. After this, it will have a background that we have inside the app.css. Here you can see the background is bg, which is a variable because it is declared inside a root target. So variable bg, and then I am making transitions for all the components ease. So everything will act too much smoothly when we have to hover the different components, and similarly shifting many components around their original spaces. So then I am suggesting the font color, which will be the black that we have made here, a custom black color. And then the scroll behavior, yes, of course it will be smooth one. So let's say here you can see we have defined the background colors, so it is displaying perfectly. Now the font is also applied. It is a pop-in font, not a default one you can expect from the styling. Now let's go to officially code the header, the first component. So let's close this one. Inside the logo, I am using an image, and for the image I am going to import a png which will have a name logo from my assets folder. So let's import this. I will say import logo from go outside, and then outside inside the assets folder search for the logo.png. Yeah, let's save this. And also I am going to give the name of website, which is simply Amazon. So let's save this, and here we have. Okay, what we can more have to define the structure properly, I can say it as simply menu, and then the input, and okay, so we will have a clear structure while styling our website. So let's take it here and start from the very parent container, which is the container one. So for the container, I am giving it a padding of 1.5 rem and a display of flex. Yes, You predicted it right. We are going to use the flex property too much in this project. We will also use the grid system, but for the small components, it is a nice idea to use the flex instead of grid. Now, after the container, I have a logo. So inside the logo, make it as display flex and the align item center. Okay, and here we have this one, but also what I should do inside the logo, I have an image. For this image, make the width of 2.5 rem and similarly the height of 2.5 rem. Also for the span inside the logo, make the font weight for this as 600, means the bold one. So if I save this, so now we should move on towards the menu. Let's close this one and make the font bigger. Okay, so for the menu, I am making an unordered list and I am giving the class name of css.menu. So now we should move on towards the menu, and for the menu, I am making an unordered list and give it a class name of css.menu. Yeah, simple. And then make 5 list items. Let's say the first one will be the collections, then the brands, new, and sales, and the final one will be the language of our website. Let's save this, and here we have these list items. After this list, the last thing that is remaining to import is the PNG icon. So for the PNG icon, I am removing this span and importing the CG. Yeah, the name was shopping bag, class name css.cart. Okay, so by the way, where is this PNG of name CG shopping bag? We are using a library called the React icons. If you search for the React icons here you can see. Now you can simply search for any icon here. I am searching for the cart. Here you can see all the options are available. You just simply copy the name and import it in your project. By the way, not focus on this as we have already declared all the icons. So I'm simply importing CG shopping bag from React icons and then the CG class. Yeah, let's save this. This is the cart icon here. Okay, it's more like a shopping bag actually, but so that's the time to style the header. I think we should do a reference type coding side by side. Yeah, first of all, target the right side. So right, and I'm making a display flex with the gap of 2 rem between the items, line item center, and justify content center. Because in the right side I have a menu, an input, and also icon. So I want these three should be aligned perfectly. And then I am going to target the menu. The menu again, make it as display flex with the gap of 2 rem and a font weight of 500, which is a little lighter than the bold font. Okay, so let's save this. Okay, we are getting these dots here. So to remove these dots, there is a very simple technique to do. Let's say list style none, and boom, all the dots are gone now. The other thing I want, when I hover on these menu items, the cursor should be like pointer and the color of text should also be changed. So what I will say the menu class have some list items, and on hovering them the color should be something like fe956f. okay, and the cursor like pointer. But as you notice, there is one problem, that the right side is not actually on the right side, it is on the left side. So to fix this, what I will do, I will say the logo has flex value as 1. So what it will do, it will basically give the maximum width for the logo side, and here we have it is on right side and then it is on left side. By the way, let's move towards the search input. So for the search input, I am giving it a width of 7 rem with the outline none, so no black border around the input, and also border none. So basically the outline appears when you are actually typing inside the input, and the border always be here. So both are now none, we will see nothing. And then the border radius of 5 pixels and the padding of 0.5 rem with the height. Let's decide the height on later. Save now. And yeah, I think we are missing some type of placeholder. So for the placeholder, let's say here the placeholder as such. Yeah, looking cool now. To give the height precisely, what I will do, I will say height as 30% of total. The last thing is remaining is this card icon. So simply target the cart, because here I have given it a class name as cart, and make it as width of 1.5 rem and height of 1.5 rem, and boom, it's also ready to be used. And one more thing we can do is cursor like pointer. If we go to our developed version, quite similar, both things are quite similar, but the logo is missing the gap between the icon and its name as we have in a developed version. So go to the logo, yeah, here, and let's say give a gap of 2 rem. No, 2 rem is too much, give it a 1 rem. Yeah, now too much same. We can move on towards our hero section. Now it's time to start the beautiful hero section of our website, which is containing the text like skin protection cream and all of these text on both sides. And in the middle we have a beautiful blue circle, and in the front of blue circle we have the hero image with this sign up offers div. And the most beautiful part about this section is it is animated. If I refresh the page, here you can see how smooth the animation is. Yes, so we are going to make all of these cool things in the same tutorial. Let's stay connected with me. So yeah, here inside my directory, inside the components folder, I am going to make another folder with the name hero, inside which I will make a file with the name hero.jsx and the hero.module.css. Yeah, like this one. And here write RAFCE. Let's save this, import the CSS for this one. So I will say no, hero.module.css. Let's save this, inside the app.js simply include this component by the auto import. Let's save this and let's see on our under developing version. Here you can see it is saying the hero section. So this means it is imported correctly fine. It's time to start its development. So what I am going to do, I will make a parent container like this one. Inside this I will make 3 sides. The first one will be the left side, because here you can see this is the left side, then the middle one, and then the right side. So for the left side I will have a parent class with the name of H sides, means the hero section sides. Why I'm giving it a name of H sides? Because this section and this section will have the same CSS classes. Therefore, I am giving them a common name of H sides. And then it will have a simple span of skin protection cream like this one. And now after this, I will make a new div with the name of CSS text2. Yeah, and for this let's make a span with the name of trendy collection like this. Let's copy and paste this. And for the text here I am writing something like this. After ending text 2, I also have to close that sides, which is closing here. Yeah, and then I am targeting the middle side, which will contain the hero image section. For this one, first of all I am making a wrapper, And inside the wrapper, if you observe the developed version, I also have a blue circle. So for the formation of that blue circle, I am making a div with the class name of blue circle like this one, and I am giving no content inside this div because it contains nothing. And after this, it will also have an image with the class name of, let's say it has no class name, we will target it by the child selectors of the CSS. Okay, so for the src hero image, and its width should be 600, yeah, like this one. And then inside the same wrapper, we have a div which is containing the text of sign up offers. So for this, I am giving a class name of cart2 because it is containing a cart icon, actually a cart bag icon. So for that one, ri shopping bag fill variant, let's say this like this. So for what I'm talking about, here you can see for this section, this is the cart icon, cart bag icon, and then this is a div with an arrow icon. So for the formation of this section, after this I am making a sign up which will contain a span. Inside the span, let's write best sign up offers. And also I have an other div which is containing the bs right arrow like this one. Actually, the right should be at the last like this. Let's save this. As we noted, there will be a lot of errors in the result. Here you can see because we have not imported anything. So let's first start by the hero image. So here I will write import hero image from go outside, then outside inside the assets folder, target for the hero.png. Okay, now after this I am targeting this ri shopping bag fill. Let's write import ri shopping bag because it's not a default export, so I am writing the curly braces. And here write react icons and target the ri variant. Now simply copy this and paste this, and now target the bs arrow right, paste this, and here write the bs one. Now let's save this, and here we have our hero image, all the text of at sides, and the arrow icon, and the sign up div. Let's move on towards the right side. So this middle section is ending here. After this, I am targeting the right side. For this one, I will target the common class css dot add sides like this. First of all, it will have a div with the name of traffic because it is containing information about the traffic, so 100k. And then the second one will say monthly traffic. Okay, I think that was the amount of our total customers, so this should be 1.5 m. And now after this div, I am making a similar type div with the name customers, inside which I will have a span of 100k, copy and paste. Now for this one, simply say happy customers. Let's save this, and here we are. So now we can specifically move on towards the styling of the hero section. So I am going to the hero module.css, as we have already imported this file inside the main component. So start from the container and give it a padding of 0 rem and a 2 rem, means the 0 rem from the top and bottom and 2 rem from the both sides. Then the display grid with the grid template columns of 1fr, 3fr and 1fr. So means it will contain the 3 times of other two portions, and these other two portions will contain their original spaces. So if I move on, here you can see, if I inspect this, then you will have a clear structure. Okay, this is the hero container. If I open the grid section, now you can see it is the first one with fr, the 3fr, and then again a 1fr. The benefit of doing this, now we can separately identify each section and style them separately. So let's start with the middle section. Okay, so I am targeting the same class, making it as display flex with the align items at the baseline. Okay, I know we don't use this property baseline too much, but here it is needed. I will give you explanation why it is needed. And then justify content center and the position relative. Let's save this, and here you can see all the items are now in the center and move towards the bottom, because we have to push everything towards the bottom of div. Here you can see there is no space. So to make this effect, we have to use the align items baseline. Okay, after this I will target the hero image. So the wrapper is containing an image, make its width uh, let's say 30 rem with the position absolute, and from bottom it will be 0. Let's save this. So there is a problem that as soon as I have declared it as position absolute with the width of 30 rem, then image is just away from our viewport. Why this happened? Because I have not declared any type of height for the image and a specific area. And if I specified height for the image, then it will be distorted on some screen. So how we can get out of this situation? To get out of this situation, first I will fix this left side, and you will see how automatically the middle section will also be aligned if the left side will have a height. And I am just leaving the middle section here and targeting the edge sides. For the edge sides, making them again display grid with the grid template of 1fr and 1fr, means both the text items will attain the same height. Why I am saying the height? Because here I have to use the rows. Okay, then the text1, I should double check whether I have declared the text1 class. Okay, I have to give here a class name of css.text1, just as simple as this. And then the text transform for this one will be the uppercase, and the font size of 1.5 rem, width of minimum content should be appeared, means it will be wrappable. And then the display block with the font weight of 600, means the bold font. Let's save this. And yeah, here you can see our image is already in viewport a little bit, not 100% but almost. So let's continue fixing the sides. After this text one, I am targeting the text 2 and making it as display flex direction of column with the width of again minimum content, means it will be again wrappable, and the color of text will be black. And here we have the image is completely in viewport, but we have to fix this one. So let's move towards this text to child. So I will say the text to have its first child. Which is the first child? This one, the trendy collections. For this I am making a font weight of 800, means a very bold, with the font size of 2.5 rem. Here we have this one, and similarly I am targeting the second child of this. You can also declare it as a simple last child, because it only have two childs, the first span and the second span. It depends upon you which convention you use, and simply make it as display block. And now this text is also in readable form. Let's move on towards the traffic and the happy customers. Here I am making traffic as display flex with the flex direction of column, and the text aligned towards the right because it's the right section. Now I will say the traffic has its first child, which is the first child of traffic div, this 1.5 m. For this one, font weight of 800 with the font size of 2.5 rem. Yeah, almost like the developed version. Here we have, and here we have. Okay, then target the customers div So for the customer div, display flex direction of column with the text align of center. Yeah, looking quite good, but I think I should make its text align also towards the right. Yeah, again following the same pattern, targeting the first child again, making its font weight 800 with the text align right. Okay, it is not targeted. Let's see why it's not targeting. Customers and the customers, let's copy and paste the name. Oh, okay, because here I have to declare the font size of 2.5 rem. Now, yeah, it's looking very nice. And we can skip this text line. We don't need this because we have declared in the customers the text is always right line. How cool these two sides were. It's time to officially style our center. So for the center side of our hero section, let's move above where we have left it here, just above the edge sides. Let's finally build the blue circle behind the image. So for this one I am targeting the blue circle class and giving it a width of 30 rem with the height of 30 rem. Now yes, you are predicting right, I also have to give it a border radius of 50%, means it will be a round, and the z index of 99, minus 99, because by giving it minus 99 it will be behind all the other elements on our viewport. Then absolutely the position will be absolute, and from bottom it will be 0, just same as we have the image, because we have perfectly aligned it behind our image. Let's save this. Okay, we have nothing because we have not declared the background color. So for the background color I am giving this beautiful gradient here. You can just simply copy and paste this by pausing the video. Sorry, I have not included it in app.css variables, I forgot. So by the way, okay, so it is still not applied. I think because it's not applied here, I just have to give it as background, and yeah, now it is applied. Why it was not applied? Because we have to give simple background when we are dealing with the absolute positions and the color is in the gradients. Okay, by the way, let's also fix our sign up div, this one, because for now this div is not visible. Here you can see it is behind the image and very rough. So after the blue circle I am targeting the card2 div because I have given the most parent as card2, giving it again a position of absolute. From bottom it will be 25%. It is just simply a position. You can play it as much as you want for your desired position. Then the display flex gap of 1 rem and the line item center. Let's format the code. See, here we have this. It's time to give it a background and aligning all the things. So for this I am saying the card2 is containing SVG. For this SVG, make the width as 30 pixel, height also as 30 pixels, the background color of white, and the padding of 10 pixels with the border radius of 50 pixels. By the way, for which SVG I am doing all of these things? I am doing all of these things for this shopping bag fill icon. Okay, so you will not be confused. Then I am giving it a border, but let's see it without the border first. Here we have. So to give it a border like this black border, what I will do here, I will say the border of 6 pixels solid with our variable color black. Let's save this, and here we have. The other thing we have to do is to give a white color behind this. As you know, in a developed version we have a white color. So here I will say the sign up is having display flex gap of 1 rem, line item center, and the background color white. Here we have. Let's give it some padding and a font size. For the padding of 10 pixels with the font size of 0.8 rem and a border radius of 15 pixels to give it a very beautiful look, and a box shadow of our custom made shadow. But I think it is not according to our intention. So the basic problem is the name of shadow is shadow 1. Okay, now it has a shadow, but still we have to fix some more thing. I will say sign up has its first child. Okay, so the first child is this text best sign up offers. So for this, make display block and a width of 6 rem. Yes, as we have in a developed. So in the underdeveloped, then the second child, which is the arrow icon, nth child 2, make the border radius 50% and the border of 1 pixel solid, then the sky blue color display flex. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, it's too much small. So to make it large, what I will do, I will give it a width of 10 pixel, height of 20 pixels. So the width was also 20 pixels, and then the padding of 5 pixels. Let's save it, and here we have. I also have to do align item center. Yeah, but not only doing a line item center is not working. We have to do justify content center. Now it is perfectly aligned. So our hero section is almost completed in its static design. It's time to include the beautiful sliders just below this hero image as we have in the developed version. Here you can see how beautiful it is. So now I am going to make a separate component for this slider. So again, inside the components folder, I'm going to make a new folder with the name slider, and inside the slider, let's make the slider.jsx and a slider.css. Let's open them side by side like this. And here write RAFCE for the fast function, means it is generated by the auto completion. Okay, and then let's save this, and inside my app.js here I am going to put this slider just below the hero section. Okay, yeah, like this one. Let's save this and have a look. So here you can see the slider text is just below our hero component, means it is imported successfully. Okay, so after this I'm just removing this default text of slider, and here making a div with the class name of s container, means the slider container, and inside this one I'm going to import the swiper from our swiper library that we have installed in our package.json. So when you install this project, it will be installed automatically, and then inside our swiper component there will be some swiper slides. Swiper slide, yeah, of course we have to import this one. Swiper slide, okay, it's not auto importing. So what can I do? I am just simply copying its name, and here inside the curly braces after putting a comma, okay, just like this, and here I will say 1 and just copy and paste this one, here 2 and here 3. Let's format the code. Okay, so there will be now 3 slides. Let's see. Okay, there is an error that expo was not found inside the swiper. Okay, so the basic problem is here we should write a complete import statement because it was auto imported, so there was an error. Let's save this. So here you can see 1, 2 and 3 means the 3 slides here. I know they are not perfectly aligned and they are not visibly attractive for now because we have not done any type of styling and anything. By the way, I am going to import some default styling from our swiper library, and for this one I am going to write import swiper styles, let's say. Yeah, and first of all import swiper css like this one. And also we will use our pagination and navigation module of Swiper. So let's also import them side by side, pagination and the navigation. And for the styling of pagination and navigation, simply write Swiper CSS pagination, and p should be small here. Let's copy and paste, and here the module will be navigation, like this one. Okay, cool. So let's save this. And yeah, here you can see now we can actually slide between the slides. First of all, inside my parent swiper component, I will say the slides per view, okay, will be 3, and then the space between the slides will be 40 pixels, and the slides per group will be 1. I am also going to make another important property, which is the loop, and let's make this true because I want to slide these slides continuously without reaching any type of finishing point. So okay, let's actually make these slides instead of these dummy. Let's have a look at a developed version. So here you can see I have some products that are showing in these slide blocks that have the left side which is showing the details, and the right side it is showing the image of the product. So first of all, let's import the data for these products. Here I am writing import slider products from go outside, then outside, and inside our data I have the products. Yeah, as you know that inside our data folder I had a file with the name of products.js, and in this basically I have some images imported, and then there is an array of products, and for the members of this array each member has its name with the detail, the price, image, and a type. So this is basically our required data for making the slider. Okay, so here I have imported all of this data, and inside our logic component slider products dot map I am sliding through each product data basically, and for each of one then I am going to return these slides on the basis of numbers of our data. Let's format this one, and here I will say I am a product. Let's simply this. Let's have a look. Okay, so here you can see it is saying I am a product, and if I am able to slide this one, here it is saying I am a product. And yeah, so basically the data is imported so that we have these numbers of I am a product. Okay, it has, as we know that it has a left side and right side. So first of all, div with the name of left of slide, and then again div for the name of the product, like this. It will have two spans. For the first span it will have slide dot name, and then the for second span it will have slide dot details, basically detail. Okay, now let's format the code. After this one it again have a span which is having the slide dot price. Okay, this should be inside curly braces like this one, and here I am putting our dollar sign. So basically it reflects its the price. Again our div which is saying shop now, as simple as this. Let's save this, and now on the right side, as we know we only have the image, so there is an image. For the src I will say slide dot image, and I'm going to give an all attribute, let's say product, with the class name of image of product. Let's save this, and here we have, because we have no styling, so therefore it is showing in vertical direction. As soon as I style these slides, so everything will be correct. But how cool this is looking, you know, we have a working slider for now. Of course it is not styled till yet, so let's go to the styling part. Actually, here inside the slider.css First of all, target the most parent class slide container with the position of relative. Okay, and then inside the S container, I have a swiper class. Basically, as you know that first of all, this is the S container, and for this swiper component, I am targeting its default swiper class. It comes from the library. Okay, so I am giving it a width of 70% of total screen width with the height of 12 rem and position, let's say unset for this. Okay, let's save this, and there is no difference because we have not imported the css. So let's import the css, I think. Yeah, import from the same component slider.css. Let's save this, and here we have the width is now changed. Now it is containing the 70% of total width. It's not on the absolute left side as we have before. So yeah, the css is imported successfully. Now let's go to the actual slide. So inside the S container, I also have the swiper slide like this one. For the swiper slide, make the background as white and the display flex with the border radius of 10 pixels and a padding of 1 rem. Let's save this, and yeah, here we have. Of course, it's not good till yet. So what we can do more, I am going to say box sizing as border box, so it will have the padding inside the box, not outside the product box. And then the overflow should be hidden, so if by any chance the image is too much large, it will not overflow. And position relative, let's save, and yeah, looking cool now, not bad. Now I am going to style the buttons for the navigation. As you know that here I have these two buttons, but to style them first I should have them. For now I have no such buttons, means the arrows. So for enabling them, I am again going to customize my swiper component, and here I will say modules. There are two modules. The first one is pagination and the second one is navigation. Okay, and after this I am going to give it a class name. So class name should be, let's give it a simply string, my swiper. And a very important property, loop fill group with blank, and make it true like this one. Now let's see. So there is no difference on adding these modules, but actually due to our styling we are unable to see the navigation modules and the pagination module. But if I inspect this, so here you can see I have a div for making the next slide and then for making the previous slide. So that means somehow it is imported. We just have to fix its styling. So what can I do here? First of all, let's make the navigation as true. And yeah, here you can see now these arrows. Okay, so now they are visible but not working just because of their position. They are overlapping. And by the way, anything that's happening we have to fix. Here what I will say, the S container is containing swiper button and the previous button. Make the left as 6 rem, means the distance from the left side will be 6 rem. I am just simply copy and pasting this one and make this as the next button. For this one, makes right distance of 6 rem. Okay, still they are not working. By the way, for now let's focus on the styling. So here I am going to target the previous button and the next button together, and I am giving it the color as black, so our SVG will have a black color. Let's see this. Yeah, if we look at our developed version, here it is, and here it is. A lot of things that should be fixed, I think. Yeah, so now I have zoomed it out and it's quite similar, but the navigation is not working. By the way, we will fix this. For now, let's target the left side of our slider and make it display flex with the flex direction of column and the justify content as space between. Now the name should also have display flex with the flex direction of column. So basically, if you look at the code here, I have the name and the detail. Now they will be in column direction, and similarly the total left side will be in a column direction, means this name div and the price and the shop now button. Okay, and then I am going to target the first child of my name like this one. Make the font size as 1.4 rem with the font weight of 600. Let's save this and have a look. Yeah, looking a little bit cleaner, but I also have to target the second child, so just copy and paste it here. Make the second child, make the font size as 0.7 rem. So then I am targeting the second child of the left side and making its font weight bold and the font size of 2 rem. The second child will be this price one. Now I have to style this shop now button. For shop now, simply target the third child of the left side and make the font size as 0.6 rem, and I will also give it a round border, 1 pixel solid without variable black, and then a padding of 5 pixel and 10 pixel. After this the width should be maximum content and the border radius of 15 pixels, so it will be rounded. Let's see. Yeah, it's quite similar to our developed version. Here you can see, but the font size of the price is too much small. Yeah, because here it has given the font style instead of font size. So let's save this. Now it is fixed. It's time to finally fix the image of our product, which is very tricky for this one, because if you have a look at developed version, the image is a little bit of tilt and every position and every image is having a same width to make a better view. So how can we do this? Just make the transform as rotate minus 20 degrees. So now it will have a little bit of tilt with the position absolute and a right of 0. So the purpose of giving it a position absolute, so I can freely move this inside the slider block. Let's make the width as 40% and the height of 100%. Then the bottom should be minus 20% of total. This is basically the distance minus 20%. Okay, so let's save this and have a look of our version that we are developing. Okay, so image is not targeted till yet. Let's see why. Okay, so here I have given P instead of G. Now we have this one, but it's not looking good. Why it's not looking good? Because we have only one slide for such a large view, and the problem should be here. Okay, yeah, so there should be L. It was just a simple spelling mistake. Now it should work fine. Refresh it. Yeah, so it's looking cool and our navigation is now finally working. Woohoo! So yeah, our slider is now completed. You can see how beautifully and easily we have made this. It's time to make our next component in our website, which is this compare component of our faces. Now it's smiling and now it's without makeup and anything that I made. So now we will see how we can make such component for an e-commerce website. So here inside the components folder, I'm going to make a new folder with the name virtual. Inside this one again I will make two files, the virtual.jsx and virtual.module.css. Okay, so let's open them side by side like this one, and here make a component RAFCE. Let's add this component inside our app.js with the name virtual. Yeah, okay, so it has imported from Swiper library, but we want it from our components folder like this one. Let's save this and have a look here. Yeah, here it is saying virtual. This means this is imported successfully. Okay, now so if we have a look at our developed version, it again has the two sides, the left one and the right one. So let's start with the left side first. Okay, so inside the virtual JSX, just remove this and here write div.css dot let's say virtual. Okay, by the way, why I'm saying it virtual, because this feature of comparing your face is commonly known as the virtuality in many e-commerce stores. So therefore I'm just saying it's simple, but it's quite simple component, just a front end component, not actually having a functionality, because this project is completely for the designers, means the main front end work, not for the functionality and the many other complex things. By the way, I am again using the module format of our CSS. In the swiper, I have not used the modules because we have to refer the default classes of swiper library, like the swiper class and similarly. So therefore, I have not used the module mm, module format of the CSS. By the way, again here import CSS from the same component virtual dot module dot css. Okay, after this the left side, so like this one, here I am going to make three spans. In the first span, let's write virtual try on. In the next span, okay, just copy and paste the text, and in the third one this. Okay, so this is our complete left div. As you can see in the developed version, this one and this one. Also we have to make this shade, and for this shade I have a png of this one. So let's also import this as em image, and inside the src simply write shade. Now I have to import the shade png. Import shade from go outside inside the assets shade.png. Okay, let's save this and have a look. So here you can see these three texts are in horizontal direction, and this is our shade png. Okay, by the way, I am also making one thing, the right side, and here just say the virtual component. For now, let's save this, and here I have now first style the left side and the parent container. So first of all, the most parent class virtual, give it margin top of 6 rem, margin bottom also 6 rem, because you can see here the developed version it is having a lot of distance from all the sides. And then I'm giving it a padding of 2 rem, display flex and justify content space between. Let's save this, and yeah, here we have this is our visual component and this is our left side. So now I have to style the left side. So target the left side, make this will flex direction column, so all the text will be in column direction with the gap of 2 rem and position relative. Let's save this, and here these are in the column direction. Okay, fine. By the way, I am thinking that it should not be space between, it should be space around, so it will work more fine for us. Yeah, now they also have distance from left and right side. Okay, now I'm going to target the first span virtual try on this one. So I will say left has the nth child, the first one. For this child, make the font size of 2 rem and the text transform. Yeah, uppercase will be okay, and then the display block with the width of 20 rem. So to specify our own width for the span, we have to make it the display blocks. Okay, then I'm going to target the second child, means the second span. So here just write the 2 instead of 1. Font size of 1.6 rem with the text transform of uppercase, and then again display block with the width of 20 rem. And by the way, I think I have messed up one thing. If I have a look here, these two things are having now the same font size, however in the developed version. Okay, so here what could I do? If I make the font weight bold, let's save this, and yeah, now it is looking perfectly fine, and I can remove this width because it's not actually such a long text to specify the width. Now let's target the last child, means the last span, with the third specifier, and make the font size again 1.6 rem and the font weight of bold. Let's save this. Here are the results. The only thing is remaining to fix this shade png. So now target the image inside the left side, make its position absolute, and then the width of 10 rem and the bottom distance should be 3 rem. So if I save this, here it is in a very correct position like that developed version. Okay, still it's not in very correct format, but we will fix this. Now let's focus on the virtual component. So for making this virtual component, I'm using a library which is called React Compare Image, and we have to give two images to work with this library. The first one is the left image, and for the left image I will import a png with the name before, and then again there is a parameter with the name of right image, and for the right image I will give a png with the name after. Let's format the code. I should, yeah, like this one. Now we only have to import these two pngs of the before and after. So import before from go outside, and then inside the assets folder target the before.png. Yeah, like this one. And I think the b is small letter. Now just copy and paste this here, write the after, and similarly here. Now let's save this and have a look what we have. We are actually having nothing as the result of this library. So if I make a wrapper around this one, like div dot css dot wrapper, and then if I move this component inside this wrapper, let's format the code, and for this wrapper I am assigning it some kind of width like 30 rem. Let's save this, also save this, and now yeah, here we have the component is working very fine, and this png is also now in its correct position. That was just because of our proper alignment that we were not acquiring without this component. So it is looking quite similar. I think this is exactly similar to our developed version. Here it is, and then here it is. It's time to make our next component, which is this one, a very complicated our feature products. Here we can categorize the products by clicking on their category name, and they are showing a kind of animation. Here you can see how beautiful and smooth this animation is. Let's see how we can achieve same results. So again, inside our components folder, I am making a folder with the name of products, a very simple name, and then giving it a JSX file and a CSS file. Yeah, products.module.css. Okay, again just opening them, and here inside the products write RAFCE and import its CSS, like import CSS from the same folder products.module.css. Let's save this inside the app.js. Simply include this below the virtual component like the products. Let's save this and now have a look here. Okay, so yeah, it is saying products here, means it is imported successfully. Now just remove this one and here make a container like this. First of all, let's focus on the heading. As we know, in the developed version, here you can see the heading again containing a png and a span. So just make this. First of all, import the png, and for the png I'm importing it with the name of plan. So import plain from the assets one with the plain.png, a very simple thing. Okay, and then there is a span. Okay, instead of span, simply use the h1 heading with the name of our featured products like this. Let's save this and Now after this we have a div for our products. Here you can see after this heading we actually have this div for our products and the menu. So for this one, simply css dot products, and inside this let's make the menu first. Css dot menu, and inside the menu we have the 4 list items, so li multiply by 4. The first one is all, then the skincare, the conditioners, and then the foundations. Okay, you can make as much as you want. Let's save this. And after this menu we have our actual list of product items, so div.css list. To include all of these products, what I am doing, I am importing the product items from our data folder. So import product data, so yeah, product data from our data products, and after importing this I am storing all of this data in a use state. So const menu data. Why I am actually storing this inside a use state? Because we have to make filtration on the basis of this use state, and instead of menu data, what I can more easily say menu products, and then set menu products like this one, and inside the use state simply use the products data. Inside our list I'm making a logic. So for the logic, as you know, we have to make the curly braces, and now I am iterating on the basis of my use state menu products and mapping through each product with its index number, and for each product return a JSX component. So instead of these curly braces I am again can use simply the round braces, and here make css dot product. This means this div is actually for a single product, and for now simply save product. Let's save this and have a look. Okay, there is an error, use state is not defined. So let's auto import it from the React. Here it is imported, again check. Okay, so this is our menu and this is all the products. Now let's first style these things with the png heading, menu and the products, and then we will actually start developing each single product styling. Okay, actually we already have the styling as we did for our slider products, so similar styling is going to be done in products. As you can see, this is similar, quite similar, just a difference of size. So we will try to reuse the styling from the slider. Okay, target the container, and for the container making the padding 0 and 2 rem. Okay, so 0 should be. Then position relative display flex, and you know that for the most parent container we have to make it the column direction. So flex direction column with the gap of 2 rem, align item center and justify content center. Okay, save this, and here we have all things are in the vertical direction. Now let's target the image, means the plain image, so which is the heading image. The container is containing its nth first child, and for this child make the position absolute width of 8 rem, and from the left it will be 30%. Yeah, and then top will be -3 rem. You can play with these values as much as you want. As you know, I have already did these positioning, so I am just copy and pasting. Okay, so here it is in a correct position. Now it's time to style the products div. Okay, so here I am saying products, and for the products div make it as display grid, and with the width of 90% of total screen width, and the grid template of column is 25%, and then the auto means just acquire all the remaining space. So let's see. Yeah, here if I inspect this now, let's say like this, and okay, so yeah, this one is our grid. I am enabling it, and here you can see This area is specified for our menu now, and this area is specified for all the products actually, as we have here the 25% and the remaining area. So similar logic is applied here. So you can see here we actually apply logics in the CSS also, not just in the JavaScript. And the so first style the menu, and for the menu make the list style none, and the display flex direction of column with the gap of 2 rem, font weight 500 and font size 1.3 rem. I know I am a little bit fast right now. This because I don't want too much lengthy tutorial. This is just a simple styling that you can copy and paste from my video. So yeah, now they are in a great looking form, just like this one. And only thing remaining is to apply a hover state. So yeah, the menu is containing some list items, and on hovering those items make the color as our variable pink. Yeah, and then the cursor should be point. Save this, and yeah, now it is changing its color on hovering. It's time to make these products. Let's take CSS for at one side for now, and then inside this productive I'm going to use the same classes as I have used for the slider. So div left of slider block, and then it was containing a name div. I know we can reuse this logic by just simply making a separate React component, but for now I forgot to make a separate component, so we are doing this. And then make the two spans. For the first span it was containing, let's say, product.name. Okay, product.name. And then for the second one, product.detail. Format the code, save this. Yeah, so this is the name and its detail. After this we were having a span for the product price. So yeah, here it is with the dollar sign. Then there is a div which is saying shop now. And finally outside this left side div, yeah, we were having the image. So for the image, product dot image. Okay, and it was also having a class name which was image of product. So similarly again save this. Okay, it's not actually too much good. So the things that are remaining to fix, we have to fix them manually inside our CSS. So just first target the list, and for the list again make it as display grid with the grid template of columns, and I am saying repeat autofill with the min max of 200 pixel and the one frame. Okay. So what is actually the meaning of repeat autofill? This means all the space should be equally occupied by all of these products. This is the meaning of autofill, and min-max is suggesting that the minimum width should be 200 pixels and the maximum should be one frame. Okay, so this is not actually frame, this is actually fraction, the total fraction, a single fraction of all the products. After this, make the height of 25 rem, and the overflow y should be scroll, because you were seeing that the menu was scrollable, means the list was scrollable. So let's see. Okay, the image is still not in a correct position. It's very disgusting to see it like this. What should I do? Here I am targeting the product first of all, and inside it there is an image. Make the top 3 rem, width 6 rem and a height of 11 rem. Save this, and okay, still images are not in a good position. I don't know why this is happening. And this is the left side with the name, and there is an image inside the product. Okay, so let's target the product also. So for the product I am giving width of 12 rem, height of 8 rem with the background color of white, and the position relative overflow hidden. Okay, yeah, because here I am giving it position relative, so now images should be fixed because they were having the top 3 rem according to the this position relative, but now we have an other parent, mean the direct parent with this position relative, so now they should be fixed. Okay, after this the padding will be 1 rem and the display flex. Let's save this. Yeah, very cool thing. Now we have to give some spacing and border radius thing. So let's give a border radius of 1 rem. Save this. The only thing is remaining to give space between these items. Let's give a grid gap of 2 rem and justify content of space between. Let's save. Yeah. So now our component is ready, but it's not functioning for the filtration because we have not implemented any logic till yet. Okay, here on the very top, okay, I am going to make a function with the name filter, and for the filtration I will specify a type, and then according to the type I will set the menu products, which will be the products data dot filter. Filter is actually a JavaScript function. You can more search about it on the internet, but here we are just simply using it. And then while filtering, I am taking each product as my iterator and checking its product dot type. If it is equal to our type that we have passed inside the parameter, then it should be included in the menu products, otherwise it will not be included. So the overall logic is we will specify a type of our filter, and then we will iterate through all the products of our product data, and if the type of that product data element is same as our current type, then we will include this in our menu items, otherwise not. So now it's time to call this filter function. Okay, so here on the list item I will say on click, but not on the all. Let's start from the skincare. Okay, on click call function filter, and for the filter here call the skincare. Okay, now just simply copy and paste this. Okay, copy paste, and it should be, and then again for the foundations it should be foundation. Okay, there comes an error because let's save this and hope for the best results, because yeah, if I click on skincare, yes, our logic is working very greatly. The products are changing, and the only thing, the all is not functioning as it is required. If I click on the all elements are appearing, and then they are categorizing. So to make the functionality for the all, again just simply copy and paste this one. It's very easy, and instead of filtering, what I will say, set menu products as our original products data. And now if I see it, skincare, and yeah, how cool it is working now. The only thing is remaining to actually make the animations it is having, and for the animations I am using a very cool library which is called auto animate. Here you can visit it. This is a very cool library that is going to automatically animate your all of the list items. Here you can see the examples, how beautifully it works. Okay, so you don't have to worry about the animations thing anymore. To use this library, first of all I have to import this. So here I have imported the use auto animate hook, and then inside my function I am saying make an instance parent from this hook, use auto animate, and then the parameters are optional. You can learn more about the parameters from the website of auto animate, but I'm using the default animations. And then this is our parent element here called the parent. simply save this, and here you can see it's working as it is supposed to be. Yeah. So our featured product section is again completed, working very fine. Our next target is to achieve these types of testimonials. How beautifully they are working, and a very great design. So we have to accomplish this testimonial part. So I'm going to make again folder inside the component. So the name will be testimonials, and again two files, one for the JSX and other for the module CSS. Okay, so open them side by side, and RAFCE for the fat arrow function. Let's save this and import CSS right now from the same testimonials.module.css. Let's save this inside the app.js below the products. Add the testimonials component. Let's save this, and okay, here we have the testimonials, means it's imported. So instead of this div, I am making another div with the name testimonials, and inside the testimonial, first of all, let's make a wrapper. By the way, this wrapper is for these three things: the 100k, the image, and the top rated section. This will be wrapped inside the wrapper. And so make a span. By the way, two span. The first span will say top rated, and for the second span I am just copy and pasting our text. Okay, let's format the code. Now after this wrapper I have an image. The image should be hero image of testimonials. So let's include this image. Import hero from the go outside, and then inside the assets call for the testimonials hero.png. Let's save this and have a look here. Okay, there is an error that testimonials hero png is not found. So to remove the typo that I have made, I am just pasting text like this one. Okay, testimonials was simple testimonial. So now here I have this image, and this text means it's working fine now. After the hero image, let's make an other container, and inside this container I am again making two spans. The first span will say 100k, and the second happy customer with us. Let's format the code. Okay, so now you can see it more easily, and yeah, so we have all the text and things we require to style. Now let's officially move to the styling thing. First, the most parent class testimonials, and for this one make display flex and the flex direction column, and then the justify content center align item center padding will be 4 rem and 2 rem. Let's save this, and yeah, everything is now in the column direction. And why I am laughing again I don't know. So the next thing I should do, I have to style the wrapper. So wrapper should not be in vertical direction. I have to make it display grid. Okay, so yeah, display grid and align items flex end with the width of 100%. Let's format it. You all know that we can also do this by display flex, but I want to show you how we can do this by the display grid. And then the grid template columns should be one fraction, two fraction, and the one fraction. So this one fraction and one fraction will be for these two wrapper span. So for these two spans, this one, and I think it should also be in a container. Yeah, here I should make a container. Okay, and basically this div should be in here. So now I have this container, and second one this container. These two containers will have one fraction, and the center image will have the 2fr. Let's save this, also save this one, and there is no so much things to share. Let's see what happened actually here. I think our image size is too much huge, so I'm targeting the image, making its width just 25 rem and justify self center. So now, okay, it's not targeting anything right now. If I refresh, okay, the problem is I am ending this wrapper here, and this wrapper should end here. Now that was just the ending tag mistake by me, and I make this mistake many times during the coding. So here you can see everything is now in a perfect alignment. Okay, now I have to target the container class, make it display flex with the flex direction column and a gap of 1 rem. Now the first child should be nth child first, and making it font size 2 rem, text transform as uppercase, and then display block because we have to make it in a specific position. Now I am going to target the second child, so just simply here second one, and for the second one make the font size as 0.8 rem, text transform again uppercase with the display block. Okay, so let's save this, and here we have these two things. But I think what should I do? I am targeting now the third child, and what is, okay, the first one, the second one. Basically, the current problem is it is giving us a space between the right side and 100k text. So to remove this, I am targeting that 100k by targeting a third child inside the wrappers, means this one container, and making its text align as right. Let's save this. Here we have everything is now correct, and I think this text should be in bold. So here font weight is bold. Yeah, looking fine according to the developed version. Yeah. Now let's develop this carousel for the reviews. So for this carousel, what I'm going to do here, okay, this one is this wrapper. After this, here I am saying carousel, and for this again target the swiper library, and for the swiper library I have to make some swiper slides. For making swiper slides I am saying testimonials data. Okay, so testimonials data dot map, and it has not auto imported the testimonials data, so I should copy and paste its import statements like this one. Okay, so after this, now what I will say, for each testimonial with its index number, return a JSX component, and that would be our swiper slide. Okay, so swiper slide is not auto importing also, so what can I do? Let's make it inside curly braces, and here paste this one, and I'm just saying the slide. Okay, let's save this, and there is an error that swiper slide was not okay, because again this should be from swiper react, not from the swiper. To see these slides we actually have to fix the styling, because now it has an infinite width. Okay, so instead of this text, what I will say, I will say that there is testimonial, and for each one I have an image, and image will be like testimonial dot image, and then after this one I have a comment. So testimonial dot comment, then we will have an HR, means a horizontal line, and within the span I will have testimonial dot name of the person who have commented. Let's make it inside the curly braces, save this, and yeah, okay. Now I am going to pass some parameters for the swiper, making the slides per view. Okay, slides per view actually as 3, and then the slides per group as 1. Okay, and then the space between should be 20 pixels. Let's give it only 20. And then the class name of css dot t carousel means the testimonial carousel, and there should be okay. And we are forgetting one thing, that above this carousel we also have another text with the name of reviews. So just the reviews like this, and now I am targeting the reviews with the font size of 2 rem, font weight of bold, and the text transform uppercase. Let's save this, and here I have this one. Now we are finally focusing on our carousel that is not working for now, giving it a width of 100%, not more than the 100%. And there is a typo, it should be E like this. After this I am targeting T carousel, giving it a padding of 2 rem. So let's see what happened right now. Okay, so now after refreshing the page, we have all the testimonials displaying very correctly, and I have also given the padding of 2 rem. Therefore there is some distance here. You can see if I remove this padding like this one, now you can see means our styling is working for each testimonial. After this one, let's target each testimonial individually, making its display flex with the flex direction of column. So everything will be in column direction with the position relative. And by the way, the image is displaying. Yeah, it's displaying right now. Border radius of 0.5 rem. Align item center, justify content center, padding 1 rem, gap of 1 rem, and box shadow. For the box shadow, I am just copy and pasting a value. You can also do this by stopping this video for a while, and yeah, like this one. Save this one, and here I have all of these things. Now I am going to display the image of the testimonial, means the author, and giving it position absolute, width of 3 rem, top of minus 1.5 rem, with the left of 45%. So okay, the image is not visible till yet. If I make everything important, let's say if I make all of these things important, and still the image is not visible. Okay, so this should not be img, that was proper image name, and now I have all of these images. Let's target the styling of main text. So testimonial is containing a span and nth of type, not the child. Okay, so nth of type 1 mean the first span, making its a line item center and font size of 0.8 rem, with the letter spacing. I think the letter spacing should be 1 pixel is enough, margin top of 2 rem. Save this, and yeah, just like our developed version here, and so that here. Okay, our horizontal line is no more visible, so to make it visible I will say testimonial is having an hr. For this one, make height 1 pixel, the width 80%, the background, for the background again I am copy and pasting some color. For this tutorial I forget to manage some variables in our app.css. By the way, you can copy and paste by stopping this video. Finally, making the border as none. Let's save this. Yeah, and the line is now visible. If we look at the developed version, this text is having a little bit more weight than the actual comment, means the author name. So what can I do? Here I have targeted the second span inside a testimonial and I have made the font weight as 500. Okay, fine. So our testimonial section is now actually completed and working very fine. It's time to make the footer the final section. So if you notice the footer, you can see it is basically divided in the four sections. The first one is for the logo, then the contact us, account, company, and the resources. So we are going to focus each section one by one. First of all, let's focus on this one, which is just containing the logo. Okay. By the way, first we have to make the component. Let's close all these files, and instead of this one, close other. Okay, yeah. So inside the components, finally make our last component with the name footer, and then the footer dot gsx and the footer dot module dot css. Okay, RAFCE, and import its css. Import css from the same folder, footer dot module dot css, like this, and inside the app.js after testimonials, finally include the footer one, and yeah, this there is the footer. Okay, so just remove this one, and first of all make the css c footer, and then inside this wrapper I am going to make a horizontal line, because if you know the developed version, we have this white line above the footers. For making this line, I am here included a, and then div css dot c footer, and then for the first part means the logo of the footer, here I am saying css dot c logo will be good. Yeah, and I think now I should not include the inside the logo. First we will have the image, and just import the logo. By the way, I'm going to write all the import for the footer section at once, because now I think you know well how we are importing the files and the things that are required. So here you can see I have imported the logo from our assets. Then I'm importing some icons from the hero icons library that will be used in our footer, and finally the css. Just these 3 to 4 things. Okay, now after the logo I am having a span which is saying Amazon. Yeah, and inside the css I am targeting the c footer wrapper and making its width 100% with the margin top of 5 rem, and then I'm targeting the HR inside the C footer with the width of again 100%, height 1 pixel, and the border should be none. The background is white for this one with the margin top of 1 rem. Yeah, here we have, and this is the logo. First let's fix the logo, and before going to the logo we have this div which is having a name c footer. So for this I'm giving it a display flex with a width of 100% and justify content space around. So by making the space around, here you can see these four parts are having a space from both sides. So this is possible by this space around, and then I am finally targeting the logo and making the logo display flex line items flex start of course with the gap of 1 rem. Let's save this, and yeah, here it is. Now it is in the center because we have only one item in our footer, but as soon we have the 4 items, then they will be aligned automatically. Now I'm targeting the image inside logo, giving it a width and height, and then finally the span. So let's save this, and yeah, our logo is ready to use. It's time to include the other details. Now you know that we have the 4 parts, and for each part I'm going to make a class with the name of block. Okay, so div dot css dot block, each block refers to each part, and then css dot details, and for the detail of each block, first of all, let's say we have contact a section which will contain all the information regarding to the contact, and then there will be a pen, and for this pen I'm just giving it a very simple name, png line. Why I am saying it png line? Because png line is containing a png and then the detail related to that one png, so these two things are collectively making png line. Okay. Okay, by the way, this is not a correct attribution, so png line like this. Inside the png line, first of all, let's make the location marker icon from the hero icons. Here I have imported and giving it a class name of, let's say, css dot icon, and finally including the detail related to this png line like this one. Let's save this, and here I have contact us, the png, and the detail of this line. Okay, let's target the block, and for the block giving display blocks, and you have already predicted it will have a flex direction of column with the gap of 1 rem and the width of 12 rem. Now consider the detail. For the detail, it will have display flex again with the direction column and the width inherit, font size 0.7 rem, because here we want relatively small size of the font, and the gap between the items will be 1 rem. The font style of all the details will be italic. Now I am going to target the first pen inside our detail, which will be the heading of our block, and for the heading I am giving the font weight 500, style normal, size 1.2 rem. Now on hovering over png line, it will have cursor like pointer. If you hover here, you can see the cursor is changing into pointer when we hover the detail. So same here it is. Then I am targeting the png line. Display flex in horizontal direction, gap between the png and the detail will be 1 rem with the item center. Now for the icon, I am giving the width of 25 pixels. Let's save this, also save our JSX, and here you can see how beautifully now the detail is inserted. For the remaining details, I am just fast forwarding the video because I think now you have a clear idea how I am going to add other details. For adding more information, I will add more PNG lines, and for adding another block, I will just simply add the class name of block. So at the end of the day, it will look something like this. If I format the code, here you can see I have an HR, then I have a block here, block having detail, and the PNG line. First PNG line, second, third means the three details, because here I have the three details in each block. So similarly for the other blocks, if I save this, and here I have a ready footer. By the way, at the end of footer, I have also inserted this copyright line, and we have to style this one. Here you can see this is the copyright section. So for this I am just making a very simple styling like this one, and yeah, it is in its correct position now. So by the way, what I have did, I have again made it display flex with the width 100%, item in the text line in the center, a very small font with the margin top of 2 rem. So now our website is giving us some final look, but for now it is not mobile responsive, and it is also not having any type of animations. So first let's add the animations, and then we will move towards making it responsive. Now let's start doing animation in our project. If I have a look at the developed version, and if I refresh the page, here you can see it is showing a very beautiful animation while I am moving up, and if I land on the page for the first time, then the background blue circle is moving from upside down, and the main hero image is also moving upward, and this car div also moves. If I again refresh the page, here you can see all the three things are moving, and if I again scroll up towards the hero section, then these are moving. So how we can achieve same results in our developing website? So again I am going to the code section, and now let's close these footer files because we have completed. And then again inside the src, inside the components, I am going to the hero section, hero.jsx. Okay, so first of all I am going to import motion from the very famous library called framer motion. Okay, you can visit its website by framer motion, and yeah, here you can see this one. You can read the documentation. It's a very cool library to start doing animation in your website, and it's very easy to use. Okay, so you can achieve any kind of animation basically. So I am importing motion from framer motion like this one. Now as we have identified that our blue circle was moving due to the motion library. Okay, so to enable the animation, just write motion.div. Now it is changed in an animated div, and I am giving it an initial position. This is the position from where it will start its animation. I will say from bottom it will be 2 rem, and then I will say when it comes into view, means while in view, then it will move towards bottom is equal to 0 rem. This is exactly our css. If I go to my hero.css here, so here you can see the blue circle, and here you can see the bottom is 0. So I am just saying that on loading it will feel us that it is moving from 2 rem distance to 0 rem distance from the bottom. Okay, now we have to specify the kind of animation. So to specify the kind of animation, here I am making a constant with the name transition. Okay, and for the transition, simply make the duration as 3 and type will be spring. How easy it is. Okay, so now it will have a kind of bouncy animation, which is exactly the spring animation, and the animation will have duration of 3. So again, go to our blue circle here. If I format the code, now you can see better, and I am also commenting the code blue circle. Okay, so yeah, like this one, and after class name I am simply saying transition is equal to our transition constant. Now let's save this and have a look here. If I refresh my website, now the background blue circle is moving from upside towards the downside. So it is very cool. Similar kind of effect I can apply on the image and this card if. So let's do it. Here this is my image. Simply make it as motion.image. Now apply the transition type. So transition will be equal to our constant transition. Then its initial position means from where it will start its animation. It will be equal to bottom is equal to 2 rem, and then while in view it will simply move towards bottom to the 0 rem as we did for our blue circle. So this is also from our css. Okay, nothing so much special, and I think it is done here. So I am also making a comment here of hero image like this one. Let's save this and see the results. So if I refresh, okay, so they both are moving the same direction. I think here I should make the -2 rem. So now if I refresh, yeah, perfect. Now it is showing a perfect animation. Now finally change the animation for our this card div, basically why I'm giving so much spaces. Okay, and here I am making a comment card div any meeting, let's say, and then here say motion.div, and now apply the transition as our constant transition, and then for the initial again specify some kind of value, let's say right, and for the right I am giving it 4%, and when it come into view then I will say make the right as 2%. Okay, yeah, like this one. Let's save, and here, yeah, perfectly moving, a very cool thing. So basically our animation is now completed, and if I scroll my page here you can see it is showing animation on scrolling our page. So the animation stuff is now completed. Now we can finally move towards our responsive section, because for now if I enable the responsive view here, so let's say enable the view of iPhone 12. So here you can see it is not responsive at all. However, if I make my developed version as the responsive, then you can see the menu is now having a very mobile friendly menu, and then everything is just in the mobile screen, very perfectly aligned. So we have to make such kind of alignment on our developing website. So yeah, here this one, just close these things and let's move to our header section. So we are starting from first thing first. So this is my header.jsx here, and this is the module css. So first of all, as we know that if I go to this website, okay, let's refresh this and then enable the mobile view. So here you can see I am having a three bars icon for opening and closing this menu. However, in our current website we have no such icon. So to make this icon, after this our Amazon div, and yeah, actually in this right div I am going to make an other div with the name of css.bars, and inside this I am simply just importing a png from our hero icons. And no, I don't think it's from hero icons, it's actually from our react icons. So yeah, like this one, let's save, and here I have this one. Now to make the logic of enabling and disabling this icon, means the menu, here I'm making a use state. So just simply say show menu, set show menu, okay, and should be bigger, and then the use state, let's say true. Okay, I have to import the use state from the react like this one, and now I will say on click we have to make some kind of toggle. But let's say for now we are not focusing on the toggle thing because we have to generate the list for the mobile view first. Okay, so for this I am going to my css, and here at the very last I am making a media query for the mobile screen. So here at max width of 640 pixels and optimum width for the mobile screens, and here first of all, I am going to target the right side of the header like this one. Here you can see this is the right side which is containing these bars, icons and the total menu. And for this side, I am making the position absolute rather than the relative, which it was as previously. And then giving it a right distance, means from the right corner of screen. Now it will have a distance of 2 rem and a z-index of maximum 9999, means it will be above than all the other elements on our screen, and giving it a background of white with the color of our variable black. And I also want to give it a border radius as we have in our developed version. Here you can see it is having white background and a border radius. So for same kind of results, now I'm giving it a border radius of 5 pixels. Now let's save this, and here, okay, the things are too much messy for now because the list is still in a horizontal direction, but you can see now it is having a white background and a border radius. Okay, so yeah, now let's move on. I am giving it a flex direction of column, so now every horizontal thing will be in a vertical direction. If I save this, here you can see first it is having the bars icon, then the menu, and then our shopping bag. Okay, also I want to give it a padding of 1 rem. Let's save this. Now let's finally target our menu. So for the menu I am giving the flex direction of column because now I want it in a vertical direction with the margin left of -2 rem and a display none. Let's see. By the way, to see the results, I have to remove the display none for now because we have to see what we have acquired. Here you can see, now we can see the list very easily, and by default the list should not be open. So what I am just saying, I am saying display should be none. And now I also want the bars icon should also have a display block. Let's save this, and here you can see now we are just having our search bar that should not be in the mobile menu, but all the other things are now fixed. We have to make a logic to show and to remove the menu. But before doing this, to remove the search bar, here I am simply saying the search bar should have display none. Let's save this, and here we have same as we have in our developed version. So here the results are too much acceptable. It's time to make the logic. So for the logic, here we have made a use state of show menu and set show menu. Now let's use them. So on the bars, as we have discussed previously, I'm going to make an on click functionality which will toggle our menu. So it's time to make a function of toggle menu, which will be a fat arrow function. This is just a syntax and I am very used to this syntax, so therefore I am writing. By the way, you can use a simple syntax to make the function. Okay, so now set show menu, I am going to use the previous value of show menu, and then I will just negate this. Means if it is open, then make it close, and if it is closed, then make it open. Let's save this. And now here inside the div of my menu, I am going to declare some styling on the basis of my use state, and here it is. What I am basically saying here, the display property should be dependent on the show menu. So here it is saying if show menu is true, then return inherit, and if show menu is false, then simply return none. Means it will indirectly targeting our display property here. Okay, basically our menu is not visible, but it is acquiring some kind of space. So I was searching for where I have made a mistake. So the mistake was here I have used the menu class for the two times. First I have made a div, and then I have made an unordered list. So I'm just, you know, removing from here and pasting the style on the original list, and then removing this extra div from here. Now let's save, and okay, so here you can see now it is showing perfectly. If I remove this margin left, and now if I try, okay, so I think it's not synced. So why this is giving such kind of behavior? Margin left is -2 rem. Okay, so now it is behaving perfectly. Here it was just not synced with our margin left -2 rem, and it is now showing a complete result as it is showing in a developed version. So now let's finally move on our hero section, which is too much messed up right now. Here you can see how clean it is looking here, but here it is not looking good. So I'm closing the header JSX and header CSS. Now let's go to the hero JSX and also hero module CSS, open them side by side. Let's go to end of our CSS here and simply made a media query. And first of all, I am going to target the tablet screens. So I'm giving the maximum width of 856 pixels. The header is good for the mobile and a tablet with the same CSS, but for the hero section, I have to consider tablets separately. Okay, here, so first of all, I am targeting some text. So here I have targeted the text 1 and the text 2. If I go to my here in the original component, so I have to search for the text 1 and text 2, where it is. Okay, yeah, here this is my text 1 and this is the text 2. What I am simply doing, I am just making the font size a little bit smaller and justify text line justify send and text align justify. By the way, why I am doing so, so if I make it to the tablet view, okay, yeah, here it look fine, but there is an unnecessary scrolling and the size of screen is not fixed. So however, the zoom in size is just perfect, but still it's not in the correct position. So therefore, now I am targeting the text and making them like that text line justify. Now if I save them, here you can see the change. The next thing I have to target is again the first spans of all the text, giving them font size of 1.5 rem and text line of left, because here you can see now first of all I have to go iPad here on this one. Here you can see all the things are aligned on this side and a very clean look. I have to refresh the page. Okay. Yeah, here it is on our developed version, looking very cool, very minimalistic, and very clean design. However, on our current version, it is too much messed up. So I am going to fix these tags. I am just making the alignments correct. So therefore, here I am targeting all these alignments by the way like this, and let's save this and have a result. Here you can see now they are in a perfect direction as we have in a developed version. Still we have to fix these images and then we will focus on our further parts. So on the next I am targeting the blue circle, making its position absolute with the width and height of something 70% and 100%. And then for our hero image I am again giving it a width of 70 and height 100. And after our hero image, here I am targeting the container. So where is the container? Let's search for the container. Yeah, this container. And here for this one I am considering the grid template areas. So what I am saying, left, center, center, and then the right, right, right. So what is the meaning of this? As you know that in our container we have three parts, the left part and then this middle part which is going to this, and then we have this right side. Okay, so I am saying now I have to change my alignment. The left side should only contain only the one part of left. Here you can see now the left part is only sticked for this one section, and then there the other two sides are for the center parts. If I go to developed version, here you can see the other two sides of screen are now for the hero section, and then right, right, right means the whole bottom section is for the right side. So here you can see the monthly traffic and happy customers that were on the right side, now they are on the bottom side. So for such kind of effect I am making the grid template areas like this. You can more search for the grid template areas on the internet. If I save this right now, it will it is not showing me any kind of results because I have not specified the area name for any kind of div. So now I am going to declare these left, center, and right areas for these three div parts, the sides, and then the wrapper, and then this is again a side. So let's see how I'm doing this. What I am saying the first child of the container means the left side now have a grid area left with the grid template rows, the none, because previously it was having some kind of rows alignment. Now I'm just neglecting all of them and giving them a gap of 8 rem means the gap between the rows. So okay, now first of all let's save this part, and here we have now they are looking exactly like our developed version. Here you can see. Okay, so for furthermore, for the second child means the middle section I am giving the grid area center, and for third one giving the grid area of right. Let's save this, and yeah, how cool it is looking. The only thing that is remaining is the below part. It is not too much aligned for now. Okay, by the way, I think it's not looking good. Okay, that was just because I have not made the header as hidden. So therefore, okay, by the way, first of all, let's fix this bottom area where we have the 100k and the happy customers. So for this section, I'm making display flags, justify content space around with some margins. And if I save this, now it is perfectly aligned. And I think before further going on, I should fix the header properly. Okay, so I'm again going to my header dot module here, and I'm simply just pasting some kind of styling. Here you can see now it is same as we have for the tablet in the hero section. I'm making search bar display none and right with the gap of 1 rem. Now if I save this, and okay, still it's not in a very good position because the icon is still visible of the bars. So what's basically should make it clear? Okay, that was also just because our below sections are going out of the view. And we can only fully understand when we fix all the components. But for now, if I fix the bars thing, okay, here I will say dot bars will have display none. Let's save this. Okay, still it's not fixed completely. Okay, so there is a change. I have just tried my developing version on a Firefox, and the previously error was I was working on the Google Chrome and my screen has just zoomed in on the browser, and that was just a bug. Because of that, there was a scrolling. But here you can see it is perfectly aligned with our screen. And if I go to my developed version, here you can see it is also working fine. So on the Firefox, I am making its inspection, and let's change the size. Okay, so where was the size on the Firefox? Okay, here. Yeah, so here you can see it is also working fine. I have to disable the inspection here. Yeah, so it's looking fine, our developed version and also the version on which we are currently developing. And it's actually almost completely responsive. We just have to fix our some components. We have to fix the size of these slider blocks and also the image inside it. So okay, by the way, now there are a lot of tabs, and in this tutorial I have just messed up my all settings. Okay, okay. By the way, no tension. Now I am just going to the slider.csx and then slider.css. Here, just go to the end of my slider. And first of all, I am targeting a media screen with again a max width of tablet means 856 pixels. And here I am making our S container means the slider container and the swiper one with the width of 90%, because here you can see, okay, where, yeah, here you can see the slider is not having a correct width. It should take a little more width on the tablet screens. So for that kind of results, here I am making it width 90% and with the height of 10 rem. Now the next thing I want to do, when it will take such long width of 90%, then the arrows should not be visible. Okay, so yeah, here I have made the next and the previous arrow button as a display none. So the only way to swipe the slide is by actually swiping on the screen, and it makes sense. Now we are on a tablet means we have a touch screen. So yeah, here it is. Our slider is now also fixed just as in a developed version, and very beautifully it is working now. Now it's time to fix this section as like this one in a column direction, and it is actually very easy to do. So let's move on to the virtual section, virtual.jsx and virtual.module.css. Here on the media screen and the max width of 856 pixels. Now for our parent div, sorry, virtual, I am making a gap of 2 rem, and then the first of all flex direction of column, now making a line item center, justify content center with the margin top of 2 rem and the margin bottom of 2 rem. These are very simple styling, so I am just moving forward very fast, and then giving a padding of 1 rem, and yeah, I think it's enough. So here are the results, but results are not in the center as we have here in a developed version. I should again consider everything: the flex direction column, line item center, and by the way, the gap should be 1 rem. I was also feeling the gap was too much. Here if I make the text align as center, and now, okay, yeah, perfect. So now the results are very same as we have here. So same things are appearing here, and it is also working fine. The next component in the developed version is this one, our featured product, and how beautifully we have made it for the tablet view. So here it's not looking good. Let's make it correct. Now I am going to the products.jsx and here products.module.css. Again, I am targeting the tablet screen, so I am not writing the statement again. Just copy and pasting here. Now for the container, the most parent, I am giving a gap of 1 rem, and then inside the container I have an nth child, the first child, and for that child I am making display none. That was just the image of our png, means the plane. If I go to the products, okay, I am already inside the products. Here you can see this is our first child, so I'm making just this png as display none. Then for the products div, which is containing the menu and the list, I am giving it a grid template columns as none with the gap of 1 rem. It should fix our issue, and also the menu now will be in flex direction of row. Let's save this, and here are the results as like in a developed version. So this is cool, working fine, and I am satisfied with the results. Now let's target this section, and I think it's actually working very fine. We don't have to change too much. This version is also looking good and this is also good, but let's make the width of these testimonials as we have here. So now I am going to the testimonials.jsx and testimonials.module.css. Here on the very last, I just watched our whole component and then I find out that the solution is not possible by the CSS. We have to consider our component again. So here we have a swiper component. Here it also has a parameter of breakpoints. So on the breakpoints, I am saying on the 856 pixels, make the slides per view, okay, slides per view just 3. Now if I save this and if I refresh, here it is showing me 2 slides and here it is showing me 3 slides. Now if I make it 2, okay, let's refresh the page again. So here we have the comments are very finely aligned, and basically if I just make it as 3 and now it should be 3. Okay, I am just fixing them for the mobile also, that on the mobile small screen slides per view should be 2, and then even more smaller screen make the slides per view as 1. And then if I save this and refresh the page, okay, yeah, here it is. And if I go to the mobile screen, okay, cool, working very fine. And our footer is already in a correct form. Now we have to format all of the things for the mobile screen also. And now let's move in a backward direction. So here I am on the mobile screen and I am starting from the testimonials section. Okay, so here the testimonials section is open and I am targeting the mobile screen by this statement. Okay, means the 640 pixels will be mobile screen. Then making the wrapper as grid template columns of 1 fr, means there will be only one frame now, and then the image inside that wrapper will have a width of 80% of our total view width. And then inside the wrapper I have an nth child 3, and also similarly for the first child. These are basically the childs that are targeting our 2 texts around the image of the testimonial and making them text align as center. Now let's save this, and here is the result. Everything is now in column. The testimonials are looking very good, and the footer is not in correct form. Yeah, I agree with you. So let's move on the footer. Okay, I am opening the footer.module.css and here footer.jsx. Now at the very end, let's target the mobile screen. For the mobile screen, I am saying the C footer should have justify content center and the logo should be display none. If I save this, and okay, still our problems are not solved. So what should I do more here? So here if I make the flex wrap as wrap and align items flex start with the justify content also flex start, the font size of 1.7 rem, a small font size. Okay, this one, let's save this. And yeah, now our footer is in a good condition but not so much. This should be in center, but still there is a problem with the account and company. They are too much close to each other. Okay, let's consider it for a little bit bigger. Okay, oh my god, it's also having some kind of issues here. Okay, we have to fix it for here. So I'm making an other media query. Let's say that was over 768 pixels. Okay, and for that one, now I will target my C footer on that spot, and all of these things I am moving them right here, and here I am making it as flex start. Okay, and also I would love to give a gap of 2 rem, so now nothing will be too much close to each other. And then here the only thing I want to do is justify content should be center. Now if I save this, and yeah, now it is too much good. And if I go more and more, yeah, yeah, it's too much perfect right now. Our footer is now ready to use for every screen. Here you can see how beautifully it is adapting every screen size. Our next target is our featured product section. So we have to target our featured product section for the mobile screen. Here let's go to the products.css and here go to the JSX. Now for the mobile screen, again on the very end, here the mobile screen is targeted, and for the menu I am giving it a margin left of -2 rem like this with the gap of 0.5 rem, and the flex wrap should be wrap with a width of 100%. If I save this and have a look, it's acceptable, but the font size is not good. So what I will do, I will make font size as 1.2 rem. Let's save this, and yeah, perfect. That was a bigger font size, and I also have to change the font size of heading. So the container is containing an H1 heading. Make the text align center, and let's say the font size of 1 rem. Okay, now it's too much small. Let's left the font size as it was. So our feature product section is also now working fine for the mobile screen with all the functionalities. It's time to move on this section, and I think virtuality section has a good position already for the mobile screens. The only thing is remaining, we have to fix this slider. Okay, so I am going to the slider.css and a slider.jsx. Okay, first of all, let's target the swiper component and make the breakpoints here. So as we did for our testimonial section. Okay, here inside the breakpoints, now I am targeting mobile screens of 640 pixels and making slides per view as 3 and screens even smaller than this size. Okay, let's format the code, and here the screens even smaller than this size will have the slides per view as 1. Let's save this. Okay, I have to refresh the page, and here are the results. Very cool. The only section that is remaining for the fix I think the section that is meaning is the hero section. Yeah. Here hero section is having a better alignment than this one. Let's go to the hero JSX and here on the hero CSS. Here again I am going to target the mobile screens and making the blue circle with the top of 0 and width even smaller 16 rem with the height of 72%. Let's save this. Okay, the circle size is same but image is not good. So let's also target the image that was inside the wrapper, and for the image I am giving top of 3 rem, width of 12 rem and height of 15 rem. The image is also now in a very good position. The only thing is meaning to fix the cart position. So here cart 2 should have a transform with the scale of 0.7. What is this doing? The basic logic is that now cart will have its size 0.7% of its total, not the let's take the total size as 1% and now the modified size will be 0.7%. It's not like the 0.7% of the total 100%. The total size is 1% and now we are making it smaller around 0.7%. Then from the right it will be minus 2 rem and bottom will be 0. Let's save this and yeah, very cool. So our complete mobile responsive section is working and this is the tablet view. It is also working fine, and now this is the computer screen, means this is the desktop view actually, and it's also working fine. So our complete website is ready to use. Now let's move on to the deployment section of this tutorial, which is the last part of this tutorial. So for the deployment, I am using the service of Cloudflare Pages. It is providing very fast service for deploying the static pages of the React. And you can also deploy dynamic, but for now we are only consider static websites. Okay, this interface will appear on clicking the link of Cloudflare Pages, and if you don't have an account then sign up, otherwise you have to log in as I am doing a login. Here you have a pages section. By the way, by default you will on the website section when you open the Cloudflare for the first time, then you have to go to pages section. I have already deployed some websites. Some were my personal projects and some are for the YouTube. So you just have to create a new project and just direct upload. Okay, here you have to give a project name. I am saying Amazon YouTube. Okay, so Amazon YouTube, and okay, so this is a correct convention, only small letters without any space. Create project. For the time it is creating a project, by the way, now it is completed. It is asking us for dropping some files of our project that should be applied. What I have to do, I am going to a terminal and I am just closing the development server, clearing my console here, and here write yarn build. Hit the enter command. Now it will take some time, a little bit of time, to make the production build of our project. Okay, so our production build is now ready, so we can access it. Here you can see you will have a new folder with the name build. Just open it, reveal in file explorer, and I am dragging this build folder, going to my Chrome, and here dropping this complete folder. It will take a little time to upload all of your files. Just wait. Okay, all the files are now successfully uploaded. It's the final thing that we have to click on deploy site button. And here it is. Our website is now successfully deployed on Cloudflare Pages. You can visit this website around after 10 to 15 seconds because it takes time after deploying. So here are the results coming directly from the internet, our deployed website. Now I can share this website on my portfolio. I can share it with my clients that for what things I am capable of, and it's also responsive animations working. And now it is the Google Chrome who is showing the results that were making some mistakes while developing, and we use the Firefox. Okay, and on the mobile view, here it is. So very cool website, awesome project to learn the CSS, to learn the front end logics. A very decent project is now finished. So if you like this tutorial and you really think that my videos are helping you, I know I'm dropping this video after a long time. I think after an interval of 3 to 4 months. I don't know exactly. This time I try to be regular on my channel. And yeah, if you like this video, then press the like button and also subscribe this channel so you will stay tuned about the incoming videos. Take care. Goodbye.